CLEP Principles of Management Systems Theory. Question 1. To analyze a case where a leader makes decisions alone and expects quick compliance during a budget review for the Vertex unit, which term should be selected? Option A. Autocratic leadership. Option B. Democratic leadership. Option C. Laissez-faire leadership. Option D. Servant leadership. The correct answer is option A. Autocratic leadership. Autocratic leadership fits because autocratic leadership centralizes authority in the leader. Democratic leadership is different because it invites participation. Laissez-faire leadership is different because it gives followers wide freedom, and servant leadership is different because it emphasizes serving followers' needs. Question 2. For an exam item where a firm discovers its outdated software is hurting productivity during a leadership workshop for the Vertex unit, which answer is most accurate? Option A. Strength. Option B. Weakness. Option C. Opportunity. Option D. Threat. The correct answer is option B. Weakness. Weakness fits because a weakness is an internal limitation that can reduce performance. Strength is different because it is an internal advantage, opportunity is different because it comes from a favorable external condition, and threat is different because it comes from an unfavorable external condition. Question 3. In a workplace example where a manager must explain why a project missed its target during a quality improvement meeting for the Vertex unit, which concept is tested? Option A. Authority. Option B. Accountability. Option C. Delegation. Option D. Recruitment. The correct answer is option B. Accountability. Accountability fits because accountability means being answerable for results. Authority is different because it is decision-making power, delegation is different because it transfers work and authority to another person, and recruitment is different because it attracts job applicants. Question 4. Before choosing an answer about a manager assigns a task and grants enough authority to complete it inside a sales department for the Vertex unit, which concept should stand out? Option A. Delegation. Option B. Centralization. Option C. Job rotation. Option D. Arbitration. The correct answer is option A. Delegation. Delegation fits because delegation transfers responsibility for work along with the authority needed to do it. Centralization is different because it keeps authority near the top. Job rotation is different because it moves employees among jobs, and arbitration is different because it uses a third party to make a binding dispute decision. Question 5. One manager notices that a company creates separate units for consumer products, business products, and services inside an HR department for the Vertex unit. Which management idea is involved? Option A. Divisional structure. Option B. Functional structure. Option C. Simple structure. Option D. Staff authority. The correct answer is option A. Divisional structure. Divisional structure fits because a divisional structure groups work around products, customers, or regions. Functional structure is different because it groups by specialized activities. Simple structure is different because it has little formalization and few departments, and staff authority is different because it gives advice rather than a full divisional design. Question 6. Could a case where a company turns a new idea into a useful product or process in a call center for the Vertex unit best point to which concept? Option A. Innovation. Option B. Creativity. Option C. Forecasting. Option D. Grievance procedure. The correct answer is option A. Innovation. Innovation fits because innovation applies creative ideas to create value. Creativity is different because it generates ideas but may not implement them. Forecasting is different because it estimates future conditions, and grievance procedure is different because it handles employee complaints. Question 7. Why would a scenario where a document lists the duties, responsibilities, and reporting relationships of a position at a healthcare clinic for the Vertex unit most likely test which idea? Option A. Job description. Option B. Job specification. Option C. Policy. Option D. Forecast. The correct answer is option A. Job description. Job description fits because a job description explains what the job holder does. Job specification is different because it lists qualifications needed, policy is different because it gives broad decision guidance, and forecast is different because it estimates future conditions. Question 8. Where does managers set expected revenues and spending limits for a department in a growing retail firm for the Vertex unit fit best in management terminology? Option A. Organization chart. Option B. Budget. Option C. Job description. Option D. Grapevine. The correct answer is option B. Budget. Budget fits because a budget is a financial plan that helps allocate and control resources. Organization chart is different because it shows formal reporting relationships. Job description is different because it lists position duties, and grapevine is different because it is informal communication. Question 9. Should a student connect a leader rewards employees for meeting agreed performance targets at a university office for the Vertex unit with which management concept? Option A. Transformational leadership. Option B. Transactional leadership. Option C. Servant leadership. Option D. Situational leadership. The correct answer is option B. Transactional leadership. Transactional leadership fits because transactional leadership uses exchanges, rewards, and corrective actions. Transformational leadership is different because it inspires commitment to change. Servant leadership is different because it emphasizes serving followers, and situational leadership is different because it adapts style to readiness. Question 10. Which concept is shown when a leader recognizes frustration in a team and responds calmly during a product launch for the Vertex unit? Option A. Technical skill. Option B. Benchmarking. Option C. Emotional intelligence. Option D. Span of control. The correct answer is option C. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence fits because emotional intelligence involves understanding and managing emotions in oneself and others. Technical skill is different because it concerns specialized job knowledge. Benchmarking is different because it compares practices with leaders, and span of control is different because it counts direct reports. Question 11. A supervisor formally evaluates an employee's job results against standards during a budget review for the Vertex unit. Which term best matches the situation? Option A. Job analysis. Option B. Recruitment. Option C. Orientation. Option D. Performance appraisal. The correct answer is option D. Performance appraisal. Performance appraisal fits because performance appraisal assesses how well an employee met performance expectations. Job analysis is different because it studies job duties, recruitment is different because it attracts applicants, and orientation is different because it introduces new hires. Question 12. During a management case, a manager has the formal right to make decisions and direct work during a leadership workshop for the Vertex unit. Which idea is most relevant? Option A. Responsibility. Option B. Authority. Option C. Accountability. Option D. Motivation. The correct answer is option B. Authority. Authority fits because authority is the legitimate right to command resources and give orders. Responsibility is different because it is the duty to perform assigned work. Accountability is different because it is being answerable for results, and motivation is different because it is the drive to act. Question 13. How should a manager classify a situation where a team member keeps discussion focused on goals, facts, and deadlines during a quality improvement meeting for the Vertex unit? Option A. Task role. Option B. Maintenance role. Option C. Blocking role. Option D. Informal authority. The correct answer is option A. Task role. Task role fits because task roles help the group accomplish its work. Maintenance role is different because it supports relationships and morale. Blocking role is different because it disrupts group progress, and informal authority is different because it comes from influence rather than position. Question 14. When a department head groups jobs, assigns authority, and allocates resources inside a sales department for the Vertex unit, which concept is being applied? Option A. Planning. Option B. Leading. Option C. Controlling. Option D. Organizing. The correct answer is option D. Organizing. Organizing fits because organizing creates the structure needed to carry out a plan. Planning is different because it chooses goals before the structure is built. Leading is different because it motivates people rather than designs jobs, and controlling is different because it checks performance after standards exist. Question 15. After workers are told that safety goggles must be worn in the lab inside an HR department for the Vertex unit, which label best fits the action? Option A. Policy. Option B. Strategy. Option C. Empowerment. Option D. Rule. The correct answer is option D. Rule. Rule fits because a rule states exactly what must or must not be done. Policy is different because it offers broad guidance rather than a specific command. Strategy is different because it sets broad direction, and empowerment is different because it gives employees more decision authority. Question 16. If a manager refuses to hide safety information even though disclosure may reduce profit in a call center for the Vertex unit, which choice gives the strongest management explanation? Option A. Efficiency. Option B. Business ethics. Option C. Recruitment. Option D. Matrix structure. The correct answer is option B. Business ethics. Business ethics fits because business ethics concerns moral standards such as honesty, fairness, and responsibility. Efficiency is different because it concerns resource use. Recruitment is different because it attracts applicants, and matrix structure is different because it creates dual reporting. Question 17. To analyze a case where new employees learn basic policies, expectations, and workplace routines at a healthcare clinic for the Vertex unit, which term should be selected? Option A, recruitment. Option B, performance appraisal. Option C, arbitration. Option D, orientation. The correct answer is option D, orientation. Orientation fits because orientation introduces new hires to the organization and their jobs. Recruitment is different because it attracts applicants, performance appraisal is different because it evaluates results, and arbitration is different because it resolves disputes through a binding third party. Question 18. For an exam item where an organization relies on written rules, hierarchy, specialization, and formal procedures in a growing retail firm for the Vertex unit, which answer is most accurate? Option A, adhocracy. Option B, bureaucracy. Option C, grapevine. Option D, job enrichment. The correct answer is option B, bureaucracy. Bureaucracy fits because bureaucracy is a formal structure built around rules, hierarchy, and defined roles. Adhocracy is different because it is flexible and innovation-oriented. Grapevine is different because it is informal communication, and job enrichment is different because it redesigns work for motivation. Question 19. In a workplace example where a new customer segment appears in the market at a university office for the Vertex unit, which concept is tested? Option A, opportunity. Option B, weakness. Option C, strength. Option D, policy. The correct answer is option A, opportunity. Opportunity fits because an opportunity is an external condition the organization can use to improve results. Weakness is different because it is inside the organization, strength is different because it is an internal advantage, and policy is different because it is a general decision guideline. Question 20. Before choosing an answer about each side gives up part of what it wants to reach a settlement during a product launch for the Vertex unit, which concept should stand out? Option A, collaboration. Option B, compromise. Option C, avoidance. Option D, accommodation. The correct answer is option B, compromise. Compromise fits because compromise resolves conflict through mutual concessions. Collaboration is different because it seeks a fuller win-win solution, avoidance is different because it sidesteps the issue, and accommodation is different because it yields to the other side. Question 21. One manager notices that a routine refund request is handled with an established policy during a budget review for the Vertex unit. Which management idea is involved? Option A, program decision. Option B, non-program decision. Option C, strategic alliance. Option D, job enrichment. The correct answer is option A, program decision. Program decision fits because program decisions use rules or procedures for recurring problems. Non-program decision is different because it addresses new and unusual situations. Strategic alliance is different because it is cooperation between firms, and job enrichment is different because it redesigns work. Question 22. Could a case where a team member reduces tension and encourages quieter members to participate during a leadership workshop for the Vertex unit best point to which concept? Option A, maintenance role. Option B, task role. Option C, program decision. Option D, line authority. The correct answer is option A, maintenance role. Maintenance role fits because maintenance roles support group relationships and cohesion. Task role is different because it focuses directly on completing the work. Program decision is different because it handles routine problems, and line authority is different because it commands core work activities. Question 23. Why would a scenario where employees worry a new system will reduce their status or job security during a quality improvement meeting for the Vertex unit most likely test which idea? Option A, empowerment. Option B, benchmarking. Option C, resistance to change. Option D, orientation. The correct answer is option C, resistance to change. Resistance to change fits because resistance to change often comes from fear, uncertainty, or perceived loss. Empowerment is different because it gives people more discretion, benchmarking is different because it compares against best practices, and orientation is different because it introduces employees to the organization. Question 24. Where does major decisions must be approved by top executives inside a sales department for the Vertex unit fit best in management terminology? Option A, decentralization. Option B, empowerment. Option C, centralization. Option D, horizontal communication. The The correct answer is option C, centralization. Centralization fits because centralization concentrates decision authority at higher levels. Decentralization is different because it pushes authority to lower levels, empowerment is different because it gives employees more discretion, and horizontal communication is different because it flows among peers. Question 25. Should a student connect experts give anonymous opinions through several rounds of questionnaires inside an HR department for the Vertex unit with which management concept? Option A, town hall meeting. Option B, functional structure. Option C, concurrent control. Option D, Delphi technique. The correct answer is option D, Delphi technique. Delphi technique fits because the Delphi technique gathers expert judgment while reducing direct social pressure. Town hall meeting is different because it is open discussion rather than anonymous expert rounds. Functional structure is different because it groups similar activities, and concurrent control is different because it monitors current work. Question 26. Which concept is shown when employees receive health insurance, paid leave, and retirement contributions in a call center for the Vertex unit? Option A, base pay. Option B, benefits. Option C, selection. Option D, SWOT analysis. The correct answer is option B, benefits. Benefits fits because benefits are indirect forms of compensation beyond direct wages or salary. Base pay is different because it is direct wage or salary compensation. Selection is different because it chooses employees, and SWOT analysis is different because it reviews strategic factors. Question 27. A manager chooses a leadership style based on the team's skill and the situation at a healthcare clinic for the Vertex unit. Which term best matches the situation? Option A, one best way approach. Option B, contingency theory. Option C, equity theory. Option D, centralization. The correct answer is option B, contingency theory. Contingency theory fits because contingency theory says effective management depends on situational factors. One best way approach is different because it assumes one method works everywhere. Equity theory is different because it focuses on fairness perceptions, and centralization is different because it concerns where authority is held. Question 28. During a management case, a supervisor motivates employees and guides them toward a shared goal in a growing retail firm for the Vertex unit. Which idea is most relevant? Option A, planning. Option B, leading. Option C, organizing. Option D, controlling. The correct answer is option B, leading. Leading fits because leading focuses on influencing, motivating, and directing people. Planning is different because it is about setting direction before action. Organizing is different because it designs responsibilities and relationships, and controlling is different because it compares results with standards. Question 29. How should a manager classify a situation where a neutral selection test disproportionately screens out a protected group without job-related justification at a university office for the Vertex unit? Option A, job enrichment. Option B, management by objectives. Option C, adverse impact. Option D, horizontal communication. The correct answer is option C, adverse impact. Adverse impact fits because adverse impact occurs when an employment practice has an unfair discriminatory effect. Job enrichment is different because it adds motivators to work. Management by objectives is different because it sets agreed measurable goals, and horizontal communication is different because it occurs among peers. Question 30. When a leader focuses first on helping followers grow and succeed during a product launch for the Vertex unit, which concept is being applied? Option A, servant leadership. Option B, autocratic leadership. Option C, transactional leadership. Option D, scientific management. The correct answer is option A, servant leadership. Servant leadership fits because servant leadership prioritizes follower development, service, and trust. Autocratic leadership is different because it emphasizes command by the leader. Transactional leadership is different because it emphasizes performance exchanges, and scientific management is different because it emphasizes efficient work methods. Question 31. After middle managers convert broad goals into departmental actions during a budget review for the Vertex unit, which label best fits the action? Option A, strategic planning. Option B, orientation. Option C, tactical planning. Option D, collective bargaining. The correct answer is option C, tactical planning. Tactical planning fits because tactical planning translates strategy into plans for units or departments. Strategic planning is different because it is broader and handled mainly by top management. Orientation is different because it introduces new employees to the organization, and collective bargaining is different because it is negotiation between labor and management. Question 32. If an organization receives inputs from the environment and returns outputs to it during a leadership workshop for the Vertex unit, which choice gives the strongest management explanation? Option A, closed system. Option B, job description. Option C, open system. Option D, transactional leadership. The correct answer is option C, open system. Open system fits because an open system interacts with its external environment. Closed system is different because it is treated as isolated from the environment. Job description is different because it lists duties, and transactional leadership is different because it uses rewards and exchanges. Question 33. To analyze a case where a job is redesigned to include more responsibility, achievement, and growth during a quality improvement meeting for the Vertex unit, which term should be selected? Option A, job enlargement. Option B, job rotation. Option C, job simplification. Option D, job enrichment. The correct answer is option D, job enrichment. Job enrichment fits because job enrichment adds motivating factors to the depth of a job. Job enlargement is different because it adds more tasks at the same level. Job rotation is different because it moves employees among jobs, and job simplification is different because it reduces task complexity. Question 34. For an exam item where a leader inspires employees with a vision for major change inside a sales department for the Vertex unit, which answer is most accurate? Option A, transactional leadership. Option B, scientific management. Option C, budgetary control. Option D, transformational leadership. The correct answer is option D, transformational leadership. Transformational leadership fits because transformational leadership motivates people through vision, meaning, and change. Transactional leadership is different because it focuses on exchanges and rewards. Scientific management is different because it focuses on task efficiency, and budgetary control is different because it monitors financial results. Question 35. In a workplace example where a production manager directly supervises employees who make the company's product inside an HR department for the Vertex unit, which concept is tested? Option A, line authority. Option B, staff authority. Option C, informal authority. Option D, mediation. The correct answer is option A, line authority. Line authority fits because line authority is direct authority over core work activities. Staff authority is different because it provides advice and support. Informal authority is different because it comes from relationships rather than formal position, and mediation is different because it helps parties settle a dispute. Question 36. Before choosing an answer about a manager receives so much data that the important signal is hard to identify in a call center for the Vertex unit, which concept should stand out? Option A, information overload. Option B, feedback. Option C, benchmarking. Option D, budgeting. The correct answer is option A, information overload. Information overload fits because information overload occurs when too much information reduces decision quality. Feedback is different because it is response information and communication. Benchmarking is different because it compares with leaders, and budgeting is different because it plans financial resources. Question 37. One manager notices that HR studies the tasks, duties, and requirements of a position at a healthcare clinic for the Vertex unit. Which management idea is involved? Option A, job enrichment. Option B, recruitment. Option C, collective bargaining. Option D, job analysis. The correct answer is option D, job analysis. Job analysis fits because job analysis collects information about what a job involves and what worker qualities it requires. Job enrichment is different because it redesigns work for motivation. Recruitment is different because it attracts applicants, and collective bargaining is different because it negotiates labor agreements. Question 38. Could a case where a leader changes direction and support based on follower readiness in a growing retail firm for the Vertex unit best point to which concept? Option A, autocratic leadership. Option B, bureaucratic management. Option C, job enrichment. Option D, situational leadership. The correct answer is option D, situational leadership. Situational leadership fits because situational leadership adapts leader behavior to the maturity or readiness of followers. Autocratic leadership is different because it consistently centers decisions on the leader. Bureaucratic management is different because it emphasizes formal roles, and job enrichment is different because it redesigns jobs for motivation. Question 39. Why would a scenario where a department reaches the goal that customers actually value at a university office for the Vertex unit most likely test which idea? Option A, effectiveness. Option B, efficiency. Option C, specialization. Option D, filtering. The correct answer is option A, effectiveness. Effectiveness fits because effectiveness means achieving intended goals and doing the right things. Efficiency is different because it focuses on resource use. Specialization is different because it divides work into narrow tasks, and filtering is different because it distorts messages. Question 40. Where does a manager postpones addressing a conflict and hopes it disappears during a product launch for the Vertex unit fit best in management terminology? Option A, forcing. Option B, collaboration. Option C, mediation. Option D, avoidance. The correct answer is option D, avoidance. Avoidance fits because avoidance delays or withdraws from conflict rather than solving it directly. Forcing is different because it uses authority to impose a solution. Collaboration is different because it openly works through both sides' concerns, and mediation is different because it uses a neutral facilitator. Question 41. Should a student connect? A leader asks employees for input before making an important decision during a budget review for the Vertex unit with which management concept? Option A, autocratic leadership. Option B, democratic leadership. Option C, laissez-faire leadership. Option D, transactional leadership. The correct answer is option B, democratic leadership. Democratic leadership fits because democratic leadership involves participation and shared input. Autocratic leadership is different because it relies on leader-centered decision-making. Laissez-faire leadership is different because it provides minimal direction, and transactional leadership is different because it emphasizes exchanges of rewards for performance. Question 42. Which concept is shown when employees in marketing and operations coordinate work at the same level during a leadership workshop for the Vertex unit? Option A, downward communication. Option B, upward communication. Option C, horizontal communication. Option D, chain of command. The correct answer is option C, horizontal communication. Horizontal communication fits because horizontal communication occurs among people or units at similar levels. Downward communication is different because it flows down the hierarchy, upward communication is different because it flows up the hierarchy, and chain of command is different because it shows formal authority lines. Question 43. A manager studies how changes in one department affect suppliers, employees, and customers during a quality improvement meeting for the Vertex unit. Which term best matches the situation? Option A, scientific management. Option B, job specification. Option C, downward communication. Option D, systems theory. The correct answer is option D, systems theory. Systems theory fits because systems theory views the organization as interdependent parts within a larger environment. Scientific management is different because it focuses on efficient task design. Job specification is different because it lists worker qualifications, and downward communication is different because it describes message direction. Question 44. During a management case, a team generates many ideas before judging any of them inside a sales department for the Vertex unit. Which idea is most relevant? Option A, brainstorming. Option B, groupthink. Option C, arbitration. Option D, budgeting. The correct answer is option A, brainstorming. Brainstorming fits because brainstorming separates idea generation from evaluation to encourage creativity. Groupthink is different because it pressures members toward agreement. Arbitration is different because it lets a third party decide a dispute, and budgeting is different because it plans financial resources. Question 45. How should a manager classify a situation where leaders explain the organization's basic purpose and reason for existing inside an HR department for the Vertex unit? Option A, procedure. Option B, variance report. Option C, mission statement. Option D, job specification. The correct answer is option C, mission statement. Mission statement fits because a mission statement states what the organization does and why it exists. Procedure is different because it gives step-by-step instructions. Variance report is different because it compares actual results with standards, and job specification is different because it lists qualifications for a job. Question 46. When managers study broad principles such as unity of command and division of work in a call center for the Vertex unit, which concept is being applied? Option A, scientific management. Option B, administrative management. Option C, quantitative management. Option D, e-business. The correct answer is option B, administrative management. Administrative management fits because administrative management focuses on general principles for managing organizations. Scientific management is different because it focuses more on individual task efficiency. Quantitative management is different because it applies mathematical models, and e-business is different because it uses digital technology for business processes. Question 47. After a neutral third party hears a dispute and makes a binding decision at a healthcare clinic for the Vertex unit, which label best fits the action? Option A, mediation. Option B, arbitration. Option C, brainstorming. Option D, job rotation. The correct answer is option B, arbitration. Arbitration fits because arbitration gives the third party authority to decide the outcome. Mediation is different because it helps parties negotiate without imposing a decision. Brainstorming is different because it generates ideas, and job rotation is different because it moves employees among jobs. Question 48. If a manager compares actual performance with standards and corrects a gap in a growing retail firm for the Vertex unit, which choice gives the strongest management explanation? Option A, planning. Option B, organizing. Option C, leading. Option D, controlling. The correct answer is option D, controlling. Controlling fits because controlling measures results, compares them with standards and triggers corrective action. Planning is different because it sets goals but does not measure completed results. Organizing is different because it assigns work and authority, and leading is different because it motivates people rather than evaluates variances. Question 49. To analyze a case where a team ignores warning signs because members want agreement more than realistic evaluation at a university office for the Vertex unit, which term should be selected? Option A, constructive conflict. Option B, groupthink. Option C, benchmarking. Option D, equity theory. The correct answer is option B, groupthink. Groupthink fits because groupthink occurs when pressure for harmony weakens critical thinking. Constructive conflict is different because it encourages useful disagreement. Benchmarking is different because it compares with best practices, and equity theory is different because it focuses on perceived fairness. Question 50. For an exam item where a manager adapts decisions to different laws, cultures, currencies, and markets during a product launch for the Vertex unit, which answer is most accurate? Option A, domestic management only. Option B, job analysis. Option C, global management. Option D, concurrent control. The correct answer is option C, global management. Global management fits because global management requires leading and coordinating across national environments. Domestic management only is different because it focuses on one home country context. Job analysis is different because it studies one position, and concurrent control is different because it monitors current work. Question 51. In a workplace example where managers compare internal strengths and weaknesses with external opportunities and threats during a budget review for the Vertex unit, which concept is tested? Option A, SWOT analysis. Option B, PERT analysis. Option C, performance appraisal. Option D, collective bargaining. The correct answer is option A, SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis fits because SWOT analysis organizes internal and external factors for strategic planning. PERT analysis is different because it schedules complex project activities. Performance appraisal is different because it evaluates an employee's work, and collective bargaining is different because it negotiates labor agreements. Question 52. Before choosing an answer about an employee receives performance input from supervisors, peers, subordinates, and sometimes customers during a leadership workshop for the Vertex unit, which concept should stand out? Option A, self-managed team. Option B, 360-degree feedback. Option C, job specification. Option D, budget control. The correct answer is option B, 360-degree feedback. 360-degree feedback fits because 360-degree feedback gathers appraisal information from multiple sources around the employee. Self-managed team is different because it gives a team control over work. Job specification is different because it lists qualifications, and budget control is different because it compares financial results with a budget. Question 53. One manager notices that a manager chooses a satisfactory solution because time and information are limited during a quality improvement meeting for the Vertex unit. Which management idea is involved? Option A, perfect rationality. Option B, brainstorming. Option C, management by exception. Option D, bounded rationality. The correct answer is option D, bounded rationality. Bounded rationality fits because bounded rationality recognizes that managers cannot always make perfectly rational decisions. Perfect rationality is different because it assumes complete information and unlimited analysis. Brainstorming is different because it generates many ideas, and management by exception is different because it focuses attention on major deviations. Question 54. Could a case where a manager defines a problem, lists alternatives, evaluates them, and selects a solution inside a sales department for the Vertex unit best point to which concept? Option A, rational decision-making model. Option B, grapevine. Option C, equity theory. Option D, laissez-faire leadership. The correct answer is option A, rational decision-making model. Rational decision-making model fits because the rational model uses a logical sequence to choose among alternatives. Grapevine is different because it is informal communication, equity theory is different because it explains motivation through fairness, and laissez-faire leadership is different because it gives followers broad freedom. Question 55. Why would a scenario where frontline supervisors plan specific daily activities and work routines inside an HR department for the Vertex unit most likely test which idea? Option A, strategic planning. Option B, operational planning. Option C, organization development. Option D, benchmarking. The correct answer is option B, operational planning. Operational planning fits because operational planning deals with short-range tasks, procedures, and schedules. Strategic planning is different because it covers broad long-term direction. Organization development is different because it focuses on planned organizational change, and benchmarking is different because it compares practices with leading performers. Question 56. Where does executives choose broad long-term goals for the whole organization in a call center for the Vertex unit fit best in management terminology? Option A, operational planning. Option B, strategic planning. Option C, work scheduling. Option D, performance appraisal. The correct answer is option B, strategic planning. Strategic planning fits because strategic planning sets organization-wide direction over a longer time horizon. Operational planning is different because it focuses on short-term day-to-day activities, work scheduling is different because it assigns timing to tasks, and performance appraisal is different because it evaluates employee results. Question 57. Should a student connect managers compare applicants and choose the best person for the job at a healthcare clinic for the Vertex unit with which management concept? Option A, recruitment. Option B, training. Option C, selection. Option D, collective bargaining. The correct answer is option C, selection. Selection fits because selection is the process of screening and hiring from the applicant pool. Recruitment is different because it attracts applicants, training is different because it builds skills after hiring, and collective bargaining is different because it negotiates labor conditions. Question 58. Which concept is shown when employees share unofficial information before management makes a formal announcement in a growing retail firm for the Vertex unit? Option A, organization chart. Option B, grapevine. Option C, policy manual. Option D, budget report. The correct answer is option B, grapevine. Grapevine fits because the grapevine is the informal communication network inside an organization. Organization chart is different because it is a formal structure diagram, policy manual is different because it gives official guidance, and budget report is different because it gives financial control information. Question 59. Executives respond to a crisis the company has never faced before at a university office for the Vertex unit. Which term best matches the situation? Option A, non-program decision. Option B, program decision. Option C, procedure. Option D, standing plan. The correct answer is option A, non-program decision. Non-program decision fits because non-program decisions are novel, complex, and not solved by routine rules. Program decision is different because it handles repeated problems, procedure is different because it gives routine steps, and standing plan is different because it guides recurring situations. Question 60. During a management case, a supervisor is responsible for 12 direct reports during a product launch for the Vertex unit. Which idea is most relevant? Option A, chain of command. Option B, unity of direction. Option C, job specification. Option D, span of control. The correct answer is option D, span of control. Span of control fits because span of control is the number of employees reporting directly to a manager. Chain of command is different because it shows reporting lines rather than number of reports. Unity of direction is different because it aligns activities under one plan, and job specification is different because it lists qualifications. Question 61. How should a manager classify a situation where frontline workers are allowed to make service decisions without waiting for approval during a budget review for the Vertex unit? Option A, centralization. Option B, job analysis. Option C, empowerment. Option D, filtering. The correct answer is option C, empowerment. Empowerment fits because empowerment gives employees authority, information, and responsibility to act. Centralization is different because it keeps decisions at higher levels. Job analysis is different because it studies duties and requirements, and filtering is different because it distorts communication. Question 62. When a neutral third party helps disputing employees reach their own agreement during a leadership workshop for the Vertex unit, which concept is being applied? Option A, arbitration. Option B, collective bargaining. Option C, mediation. Option D, groupthink. The correct answer is option C, mediation. Mediation fits because mediation guides the process without imposing a binding decision. Arbitration is different because it usually gives the third-party decision power. Collective bargaining is different because it is labor management negotiation, and groupthink is different because it is pressure toward agreement. Question 63. After a team writes a goal that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound during a quality improvement meeting for the Vertex unit, which label best fits the action? Option A, vision statement. Option B, SMART goal. Option C, grapevine. Option D, bureaucracy. The correct answer is option B, SMART goal. SMART goal fits because SMART goals are clear enough to guide action and evaluate results. Vision statement is different because it describes a desired future rather than a measurable target. Grapevine is different because it is informal communication, and bureaucracy is different because it is a formal rule-based structure. Question 64. If employees follow a required sequence for approving purchase orders inside a sales department for the Vertex unit, which choice gives the strongest management explanation? Option A, policy. Option B, mission. Option C, span of control. Option D, procedure. The correct answer is option D, procedure. Procedure fits because a procedure lists the steps for completing a recurring task. Policy is different because it is broader and less step-by-step. Mission is different because it states the organization's purpose, and span of control is different because it counts direct reports. Question 65. To analyze a case where an engineer reports to both a functional manager and a project manager inside an HR department for the Vertex unit, which term should be selected? Option A, matrix structure. Option B, functional structure. Option C, centralization. Option D, job analysis. The correct answer is option A, matrix structure. Matrix structure fits because a matrix structure combines functional and project authority, creating dual reporting. Functional structure is different because it usually has one functional chain. Centralization is different because it refers to where decisions are made, and job analysis is different because it studies the content of a job. Question 66. For an exam item where a diagram shows formal positions and reporting relationships in a call center for the Vertex unit, which answer is most accurate? Option A, organization chart. Option B, balance sheet. Option C, SWOT table. Option D, training plan. The correct answer is option A, organization chart. Organization chart fits because an organization chart visually displays formal authority and reporting lines. Balance sheet is different because it reports financial position. SWOT table is different because it summarizes strategic factors, and training plan is different because it develops employee skills. Question 67. In a workplace example where a company identifies a patented process it owns as an advantage at a healthcare clinic for the Vertex unit, which concept is tested? Option A, threat. Option B, strength. Option C, opportunity. Option D, weakness. The correct answer is option B, strength. Strength fits because a strength is an internal positive capability or resource. Threat is different because it is an external danger, opportunity is different because it is an external positive condition, and weakness is different because it is an internal limitation. Question 68. Before choosing an answer about a theorist emphasizes hierarchy, formal rules, and impersonal treatment in a growing retail firm for the Vertex unit, which concept should stand out? Option A, human relations management. Option B, transformational leadership. Option C, bureaucratic management. Option D, JIT inventory. The correct answer is option C, bureaucratic management. Bureaucratic management fits because bureaucratic management explains organizations through formal authority, rules, and specialization. Human relations management is different because it emphasizes social and psychological factors. Transformational leadership is different because it inspires change through vision, and JIT inventory is different because it reduces inventory holding. Question 69. One manager notices that leaders explain why old habits must change before introducing a new system at a university office for the Vertex unit. Which management idea is involved? Option A, refreezing. Option B, controlling. Option C, recruiting. Option D, unfreezing. The correct answer is option D, unfreezing. Unfreezing fits because unfreezing prepares people to let go of current behaviors and accept change. Refreezing is different because it stabilizes the new behavior, controlling is different because it measures performance against standards, and recruiting is different because it attracts applicants. Question 70. Could a case where frontline employees send suggestions and problems to senior managers during a product launch for the Vertex unit best point to which concept? Option A, upward communication. Option B, downward communication. Option C, horizontal communication. Option D, external communication. The correct answer is option A, upward communication. Upward communication fits because upward communication flows from lower levels to higher levels. Downward communication is different because it flows from managers to employees, horizontal communication is different because it flows across peers, and external communication is different because it crosses organizational boundaries. Question 71. Why would a scenario where a manager uses rewards and consequences to increase desired behavior during a budget review for the Vertex unit most likely test which idea? Option A, equity theory. Option B, goal-setting theory. Option C, reinforcement theory. Option D, matrix structure. The correct answer is option C, reinforcement theory. Reinforcement theory fits because reinforcement theory explains behavior through its consequences. Equity theory is different because it focuses on fairness perceptions, goal-setting theory is different because it emphasizes clear and challenging goals, and matrix structure is different because it creates dual reporting lines. Question 72. Where does workers plan, schedule, monitor, and control much of their own work during a leadership workshop for the Vertex unit fit best in management terminology? Option A, traditional team. Option B, self-managed team. Option C, virtual organization. Option D, quality circle. The correct answer is option B, self-managed team. Self-managed team fits because self-managed teams have authority over many administrative and work process decisions. Traditional team is different because it relies more on a supervisor for direction. Virtual organization is different because it uses networks and technology across locations, and quality circle is different because it usually recommends improvements rather than manages all work. Question 73. Should a student connect managers choose practices that protect resources for future use during a quality improvement meeting for the Vertex unit with which management concept? Option A, job specification. Option B, sustainability. Option C, forcing. Option D, tactical planning. The correct answer is option B, sustainability. Sustainability fits because sustainability balances present performance with long-term environmental and social effects. Job specification is different because it lists qualifications, forcing is different because it imposes a conflict decision, and tactical planning is different because it converts strategy into departmental plans. Question 74. Which concept is shown when employees learn skills needed for their current job inside a sales department for the Vertex unit? Option A, development. Option B, training. Option C, recruitment. Option D, compensation. The correct answer is option B, training. Training fits because training develops abilities that improve current job performance. Development is different because it prepares employees for broader future roles. Recruitment is different because it attracts applicants, and compensation is different because it provides pay and benefits. Question 75. Managers estimate future sales before setting staffing levels inside an HR department for the Vertex unit. Which term best matches the situation? Option A, delegation. Option B, job enrichment. Option C, forecasting. Option D, mediation. The correct answer is option C, forecasting. Forecasting fits because forecasting predicts future conditions so managers can plan more intelligently. Delegation is different because it assigns responsibility and authority. Job enrichment is different because it adds motivating responsibility to a job, and mediation is different because it uses a neutral party to guide dispute resolution. Question 76. During a management case, employees organize as a group to represent their workplace interests in a call center for the Vertex unit. Which idea is most relevant? Option A, quality circle. Option B, labor union. Option C, functional department. Option D, mission statement. The correct answer is option B, labor union. Labor union fits because a labor union represents workers collectively in dealing with management. Quality circle is different because it focuses on work improvement suggestions. Functional department is different because it groups similar work, and mission statement is different because it states purpose. Question 77. How should a manager classify a situation where a leader gives capable experts broad freedom and little direct supervision at a healthcare clinic for the Vertex unit? Option A, laissez-faire leadership. Option B, autocratic leadership. Option C, bureaucratic leadership. Option D, transactional leadership. The correct answer is option A, laissez-faire leadership. Laissez-faire leadership fits because laissez-faire leadership minimizes leader control and allows follower autonomy. Autocratic leadership is different because it is directive and centralized. Bureaucratic leadership is different because it follows rules closely, and transactional leadership is different because it emphasizes rewards and corrections. Question 78. When everyone in the organization works continuously to improve quality and satisfy customers in a growing retail firm for the Vertex unit, which concept is being applied? Option A, scientific management. Option B, centralization. Option C, total quality management. Option D, collective bargaining. The correct answer is option C, total quality management. Total quality management fits because TQM emphasizes continuous improvement, customer focus, and employee involvement. Scientific management is different because it emphasizes task efficiency, centralization is different because it concentrates decisions at the top, and collective bargaining is different because it negotiates labor terms. Question 79. After team members write ideas silently, discuss them, and rank the options at a university office for the Vertex unit, which label best fits the action? Option A, nominal group technique. Option B, brainstorming. Option C, grapevine. Option D, job analysis. The correct answer is option A, nominal group technique. Nominal group technique fits because the nominal group technique reduces dominance by collecting individual ideas before voting. Brainstorming is different because it usually encourages open idea generation. Grapevine is different because it is informal communication, and job analysis is different because it studies work duties. Question 80. If a company prepares a backup response in case a supplier fails during a product launch for the Vertex unit, which choice gives the strongest management explanation? Option A, standing rule. Option B, job analysis. Option C, downward communication. Option D, contingency plan. The correct answer is option D, contingency plan. Contingency plan fits because a contingency plan prepares for possible future events or disruptions. Standing rule is different because it gives a continuing command for repeated behavior. Job analysis is different because it studies tasks and requirements, and downward communication is different because it flows from managers to employees. Question 81. To analyze a case where a manager uses formal authority to impose a conflict decision quickly during a budget review for the Vertex unit, which term should be selected? Option A, forcing. Option B, accommodation. Option C, collaboration. Option D, compromise. The correct answer is option A, forcing. Forcing fits because forcing is a win-lose style that relies on power or authority. Accommodation is different because it gives in to preserve harmony. Collaboration is different because it seeks mutual gains, and compromise is different because it splits concessions between sides. Question 82. For an exam item where branch managers are allowed to solve local customer problems without headquarters approval during a leadership workshop for the Vertex unit, which answer is most accurate? Option A, decentralization. Option B, centralization. Option C, bureaucracy. Option D, forecasting. The correct answer is option A, decentralization. Decentralization fits because decentralization gives lower levels more authority to make decisions. Centralization is different because it keeps authority at the top. Bureaucracy is different because it emphasizes rules and hierarchy, and forecasting is different because it estimates future conditions. Question 83. In a workplace example where a manager adjusts communication after learning local business customs abroad during a quality improvement meeting for the Vertex unit, which concept is tested? Option A, technical skill. Option B, budget control. Option C, job enlargement. Option D, cultural intelligence. The correct answer is option D, cultural intelligence. Cultural intelligence fits because cultural intelligence is the ability to work effectively across cultures. Technical skill is different because it is specialized work knowledge. Budget control is different because it compares financial results, and job enlargement is different because it expands tasks. Question 84. Before choosing an answer about an HR specialist advises managers about hiring rules without running their departments inside a sales department for the Vertex unit, which concept should stand out? Option A, line authority. Option B, centralization. Option C, concurrent control. Option D, staff authority. The correct answer is option D, staff authority. Staff authority fits because staff authority supports line managers with specialized advice. Line authority is different because it directly commands core work. Centralization is different because it concerns where decisions are made, and concurrent control is different because it monitors work in progress. Question 85. One manager notices that a company gives managers broad guidance for handling customer refunds inside an HR department for the Vertex unit. Which management idea is involved? Option A, procedure. Option B, policy. Option C, rule. Option D, vision. The correct answer is option B, policy. Policy fits because a policy is a general guideline for recurring decisions. Procedure is different because it gives exact steps to follow. Rule is different because it states a specific required or prohibited action. And vision is different because it describes a desired future. Question 86. Could a case where a high-potential employee is prepared for future leadership roles in a call center for the Vertex unit best point to which concept? Option A, development. Option B, training. Option C, selection. Option D, job description. The correct answer is option A, development. Development fits because development builds long-term capabilities for future responsibilities. Training is different because it focuses more on current job skills. Selection is different because it chooses candidates, and job description is different because it lists current duties. Question 87. Why would a scenario where managers recognize that social needs and group norms affect productivity at a healthcare clinic for the Vertex unit most likely test which idea? Option A, scientific management. Option B, classical bureaucracy. Option C, PERT. Option D, human relations approach. The correct answer is option D, human relations approach. Human relations approach fits because the human relations approach emphasizes people, morale, and social factors at work. Scientific management is different because it emphasizes efficient task methods. Classical bureaucracy is different because it emphasizes formal rules and hierarchy, and PERT is different because it schedules project activities. Question 88. Where does a supervisor paraphrases an employee's concern before responding in a growing retail firm for the Vertex unit fit best in management terminology? Option A, filtering. Option B, noise. Option C, active listening. Option D, downward control. The correct answer is option C, active listening. Active listening fits because active listening checks understanding and shows attention to the speaker. Filtering is different because it distorts information before it reaches the receiver. Noise is different because it interferes with communication, and downward control is different because it is not a standard communication concept. Question 89. Should a student connect employees can trace who reports to whom from supervisor to executive at a university office for the Vertex unit with which management concept? Option A, chain of command. Option B, job enrichment. Option C, benchmarking. Option D, equity theory. The correct answer is option A, chain of command. Chain of command fits because the chain of command shows the formal line of authority. Job enrichment is different because it adds motivating responsibility to work. Benchmarking is different because it compares performance with best practices, and equity theory is different because it concerns perceived fairness. Question 90. Which concept is shown when work is studied to find the most efficient way to perform each task during a product launch for the Vertex unit? Option A, human relations approach. Option B, contingency theory. Option C, bureaucracy. Option D, scientific management. The correct answer is option D, scientific management. Scientific management fits because scientific management emphasizes task analysis, standard methods, and efficiency. Human relations approach is different because it emphasizes social needs and worker attitudes. Contingency theory is different because it argues management depends on the situation, and bureaucracy is different because it emphasizes hierarchy and rules. Question 91. A company reinforces a new process until it becomes the normal way to work during a budget review for the Vertex unit. Which term best matches the situation? Option A, unfreezing. Option B, storming. Option C, forecasting. Option D, refreezing. The correct answer is option D, refreezing. Refreezing fits because refreezing stabilizes a change so the new behavior lasts. Unfreezing is different because it prepares people for change. Storming is different because it is a team development stage, and forecasting is different because it estimates future conditions. Question 92. During a management case, employees are grouped into departments such as finance, marketing, and operations during a leadership workshop for the Vertex unit. Which idea is most relevant? Option A, divisional structure. Option B, matrix structure. Option C, virtual team. Option D, functional structure. The correct answer is option D, functional structure. Functional structure fits because a functional structure groups people by similar skills or activities. Divisional structure is different because it groups by product, customer, or geography. Matrix structure is different because it creates dual reporting lines. And virtual team is different because it works across distance through technology. Question 93. How should a manager classify a situation where a plant measures output produced per labor hour during a quality improvement meeting for the Vertex unit? Option A, profit margin. Option B, productivity. Option C, span of control. Option D, job enrichment. The correct answer is option B, productivity. Productivity fits because productivity compares outputs with the inputs used to produce them. Profit margin is different because it compares profit with sales. Span of control is different because it counts direct reports, and job enrichment is different because it adds motivators to work. Question 94. When two departments search for a solution that fully addresses both sides' concerns inside a sales department for the Vertex unit, which concept is being applied? Option A, avoidance. Option B, collaboration. Option C, forcing. Option D, compromise. The correct answer is option B, collaboration. Collaboration fits because collaboration tries to create a win-win outcome by addressing underlying interests. Avoidance is different because it postpones or ignores the conflict. Forcing is different because it uses power to win at the other's expense, and compromise is different because it requires each side to give up something. Question 95. After a new competitor enters the market with lower prices inside an HR department for the Vertex unit, which label best fits the action? Option A, threat. Option B, strength. Option C, opportunity. Option D, procedure. The correct answer is option A, threat. Threat fits because a threat is an external condition that can harm performance. Strength is different because it is an internal advantage, opportunity is different because it is an external positive condition, and procedure is different because it is a sequence of steps. Question 96. If leaders describe what the organization wants to become in the future in a call center for the Vertex unit, which choice gives the strongest management explanation? Option A, vision statement. Option B, role. Option C, job description. Option D, concurrent control. The correct answer is option A, vision statement. Vision statement fits because a vision statement expresses an inspiring future state. Role is different because it states a specific required or prohibited behavior. Job description is different because it lists duties of a position, and concurrent control is different because it monitors work while it is happening. Question 97. To analyze a case where a manager sets objectives and chooses actions before work begins at a healthcare clinic for the Vertex unit, which term should be selected? Option A, organizing. Option B, leading. Option C, controlling. Option D, planning. The correct answer is option D, planning. Planning fits because planning is the function that defines goals and decides how to reach them. Organizing is different because it arranges resources after goals are set. Leading is different because it influences people to work toward goals, and controlling is different because it measures results against standards. Question 98. For an exam item where an employee accepts the duty to complete an assigned task in a growing retail firm for the Vertex unit, which answer is most accurate? Option A, authority. Option B, accountability. Option C, centralization. Option D, responsibility. The correct answer is option D, responsibility. Responsibility fits because responsibility is the obligation to perform assigned work. Authority is different because it is the right to direct work. Accountability is different because it is answerability for outcomes, and centralization is different because it keeps decisions at higher levels. Question 99. In a workplace example where a manager sends instructions and performance expectations to employees at a university office for the Vertex unit, which concept is tested? Option A, upward communication. Option B, downward communication. Option C, horizontal communication. Option D, grapevine. The correct answer is option B, downward communication. Downward communication fits because downward communication flows from higher levels to lower levels. Upward communication is different because it moves from employees to managers. Horizontal communication is different because it moves among peers, and grapevine is different because it is informal and unofficial. Question 100. Before choosing an answer about employees share unwritten values about how work should be done during a product launch for the Vertex unit, which concepts should stand out. Option A, organizational culture. Option B, organization chart. Option C, budget. Option D, job specification. The correct answer is option A, organizational culture. Organizational culture fits because organizational culture is the shared values, beliefs, and assumptions of members. Organization chart is different because it shows formal structure, budget is different because it allocates money, and job specification is different because it lists required qualifications.